Peace and blessings, everyone. We all know the saying, if you don't have anything good to say, then don't say anything at all. I want to try to give you a way to possibly look at what that means through my eyes, through my mind, or whatever, as perceived by the third church, if you will. If you don't have anything good to say, then don't say anything at all. So we are faced with what is good. What does it mean when you say if you don't have anything good to say? On the surface, ultimately, what we immediately think of is basically if you're going to talk bad about somebody, if you're going to demean somebody, call somebody names, then don't say anything. If you can't say anything to uplift someone, to speak positively about someone, then don't say anything, because it could possibly lead to problems, or just maybe just wouldn't help the situation. It may show an immaturity on your part. But as I look at it, and I look at good, you should know ultimately by now that I'm going to say the good is truth. Thus, if you can't speak the truth of someone, then don't say anything at all. I'll give you an example. If I were to say to a person, you are a two-faced, backstabbing hypocrite, is that good or bad? If you look at each of those terms and the fact that they can be qualified, then those things can be said in truth without me taking a position that is only expressing my subjective opinion. For it's when we start expressing our subjective opinion that we run into problems. Two-faced can be defined. Someone who may smile in your face, or smile in someone else's face that you know of, talk, in good terms of them while they are there standing in front of them. But then when they're not there, they put them down, they demean them. But that's a person who is two-faced. They are showing two faces. There's a face that they show to that person, or to you, while they are there in front of you. And then there's another face that they show to other people when you are not there. Backstabbing. It's along the same lines. Person who you think is there to support you, is there for you, who might even say they are, but then they show otherwise. They do something that may hurt you. Something that doesn't benefit you. They're not there when you need them. Well, they have stabbed you in the back. They have let you down. And then, of course, hypocrite is the hypocrite. Someone who says one thing but does another. Thus, by definition, those are not bad things. Those are terms that can be, once again, qualified. Thus, I can say that about someone without meaning it in a demeaning way. I can say it without being mad or angry at someone. If that is the truth of who they are, then that's the truth of who they are. So there is no problem with me saying such. Now, a person that I'm saying that about might have a problem with me saying that because they may not be willing to accept the truth of what it is I said. And so thus, in that sense, it could cause problems. But they themselves are the ones who are causing a problem because they have not accepted truth. Now, if I was to say you are a backstabbing, two-faced, hypocritical jerk, I couldn't think of a bad word. Actually, asshole jumped in my mind for a second. But I was going to try to stay away from the curse word. So, jerk. Well, then we fall into the realm of my subjective opinion for what is a jerk. Is there a definition of a jerk? Well, a jerk would be defined as someone who acts in an inappropriate manner. Someone who does something that goes against what is considered the norm or something in bad taste. But see, within that definition, what is really norm? What is really bad taste? Those are things that someone has to form a subjective opinion about to say that someone is acting in a manner that is inappropriate. Once again, who is it that determines what is appropriate and what is inappropriate? That is somebody's subjective opinions and feelings that determines what a jerk is. So when you say words like that, then you get in a realm of saying things that aren't good. And that's when the problems come into play. Some people consider somebody a jerk. Somebody consider them just a humorous person who always just likes to play around. Some people don't like people who play around. So, once again, it's when you bring any subjective term in it, that's when the problems arise. Or when you are only speaking the truth. Once again, going back to those one things of the backstabbing, of being a hypocrite, a two-face. If I was to say that to you and then judge you as being a bad person because of that, well then too, it is best that you not speak those words. For I can say those to you without being upset about it, as long as I am willing to accept the truth of who you are. If that's who you are, then that's who you are. Now, you being that way, if I were to put myself in a situation where I dealt with you on a regular basis, I was your friend or whatever, then I could possibly put my own self at harm. Because anytime you could stab me in the back, you could be two-faced towards me, you could, as you smile in my face, you could be telling people how much of a jerk I am. Or you might tell me that you're going to do one thing. When I really need you, depend on you, you show that you are a hypocrite and you end up doing something else. Once again, once I know who you are, it is up to me to decide if I am willing to be associated with you. Once again, and if I decide not to be, it is not judging you as being a bad person. It is only me looking out for myself. If I'm not willing to put myself in a situation where I may be hurt. So once again, speaking the truth of a person is not speaking ill of them. No matter what the word is, as long as it's a word that can be qualified or quantified. And as long as that when I do that, I do not say that, I do not use it in a way that now I feel that I am above you, or that I am in a position of a moral stance, of a higher moral quality than you, and then thus I can judge and put you down. Then once again, it is righteous for me to speak the truth to you, and thus I am not saying anything bad to you. I am saying something good to you. Thus, I do have something good to say. And that good is the truth. Truth bless everyone. Peace and love.